Hello everyone, welcome to Toyeen Talks. How you doing? Thank you for watching. Till I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you. Bye.
Legal, arbitrary, and summary executions. He has a practical experience in conducting and reviewing various forensic caseloads, including forensic, all this English, and hospital autopsies, hospital autopsies, in which what we give to him to do for us. Scene of death evaluation, you can do that, and injury interpretation. Sexual assault management, preparing legal reports, training and supervising resident doctors in pathology and forensic medicine, teaching medical students and postgraduate students in forensic medicine, blah blah blah. That's summary. Based on what I read now, he's an expert in forensic analysis also. He says sexual violence in the house, so many things in the house. He has done that, and he has worked with so many legal people as well in the past, based on what I've summarized here. But as I'm concerned, based on what I'm seeing here, a very rich one at that. July 1st, 2024, he received a mail from Mr. Joseph Aloba, and the subject of the mail is appointment as a forensic pathologist on the medical investigation of the death of Ileolu Aladimi Aloba from Hill City Partners. We all know that was Barrister Odumosu's chamber. They attached the letter dated 28th of June 2024. I don't know what is in the letter, but I think the letter, they had the letterhead paper on the June 28th. They sent the mail to him July 1st. And the letter was the suit where we requested for our own private autopsy. Now, what they requested him to do, what by the Hill City Partners. 1. What time did Ileolu Aladimi Aloba die? 2. What killed him? 4. Did he use drugs? If so, what is the nature of the drug? 5. What is the nature of the drugs in the 5 syringes found in his house? 6. Was he stabbed? 7. If no, question 5. Question 5 is, let me go back to question 5 again. What's the nature of the drugs in the 5 syringes found in his house? Now, I'm going back to number 7 again. Say, if no to question 5, how and why did he suffer a heavy hemorrhage? In his evidence at the coroner's court, his father, Joseph Aloba, said he found heavy blood in the duvet in his son's room. 8. Demand from the police, if necessary, the medications, syringes, and other drugs found at the scene, etc., to facilitate the analysis of the actual case. 9. Demand from the police, if necessary, the medications, syringes, and other drugs found at the scene, etc., to facilitate the analysis of the actual case issues. That's the 9 things that was sent to ohun Eze, the pathologist, Dr. Eze. That is what they asked him to do. The mail was sent July 1st last year, 2024. Again, I've read some things. He did it. So when he did the autopsy July. I can't remember the page now, but he did it 19th and 20th. I don't even know the page. You have dropped. Now let me go down without it. July 19th, he did for 2 days. And July 19 and July 20. According to him, there are so many people present while he was doing the autopsy. Where's the page? I can't remember the page, but I know one. Joseph Aloba, the father of the deceased, I've not seen it. Wumi's lawyer, Wumi's pathologist. I'm sorry, just give me a few seconds. I can't remember the page, but I've read something like that, but I need to check. Okay, that should be page 14. Okay, now, he said, second autopsy, including toxicology analysis. The second autopsy was conducted within 2 days. Yeah, thank you. 19th July and 20th July. In the aftermath of the mandate of the court order, and the procedure was carried out at the mortuary facility of the Lagos State government at Yaba. 1. People present. 1. Dr. Olugbenga Oyewole, the pathologist who represented Wunmi at the autopsy and observed the procedure. 1. 2. Mr. Joseph Aloba, father to the deceased. 3. Oluwashina Ojo, family representative to the Aloba who accompanied Mr. Joseph Aloba. 4. Miss Monisola Esther Odumusu, lawyer to the Aloba family. 5. Mr. Emmanuel Oroko, lawyer to the Aloba family. 6. Mr. M.K.O. Owiwe, Esquire, lawyer to Wunmi. Mr. Adams Yahaya Atata, counsel representing Wunmi. 8. Mr. Anyonwale Olumuyiwa, supervising mortuary technician at IDH Mortuary, Yaba, Lagos. 9. Mr. Monday Kehinde, mortuary technical assistant at the second autopsy. So these are the people that witnessed the autopsy on July 19th and July 20th, according to according to Eze Umo. But there's so many things. We also need to talk about where it was taken to. People have been talking about that is on the last page of the report. It was done in Madrid, Spain. They've got a website. You can translate the website to English. But the WhatsApp, when you chat them, is Spanish, so I don't understand Spanish, but any other thing any step we can take to confirm some of these things we can confirm later. But it was taken.
We have people
Spain
who lives in Spain here. They can translate for us. They should indicate.
Yes, yeah. So the place is Instituto de Medicina Legal Ciencias Forenses, Consideria de Presidencia Administración Legal. I don't know how to pronounce Spanish. But I think the English wordings, I'm going to get English wordings. I'll go back to that website because I've checked that website and I found out that you can translate their website to English. So I think they are experts in something like this. In legal battle, when you want to have a what's it called, forensic analysis on something like this. So I'm posting the last 5 pages of the report. We noticed some things. One is the pathologist. If you listen to the question 5, that Hill City Partners told him to do. The question 5 was saying that they should the syringes. They need to get the syringes because of the toxicology. They need to get the syringes from the police, because they said they found five syringes at the crime scene. But unfortunately, while we're doing the autopsy and toxicology, the police could not get us. And that's one point. That's one thing that we need to let us know that the Nigerian police failed to provide to Sevaloba the 5 syringes they found at Mohbad's house. And according to Dr. Eze, they requested, maybe Baba Lawyer requested, but for me, people did not raise eyebrow, and I don't know what transpired in that. And which we should all know, the 5 syringes is part of, should be part of the investigation in this case regarding what did.
Sanolaide, sorry,
Yes,
sorry, I'm not Binusa. When he requested for these syringes and they were not provided, why did they not speak out? Because
that is that's
very, very vital to
yeah.
that autopsy and toxicology.
Yeah. So if that's not provided, we don't know. I'm gonna fault to say he was not given. I also want to again call out the Nigerian police. If you claimed that you saw 5 syringes at the crime scene, an exhibit for that matter, and you can't make it available, we'll go back to there. But I think Tosin, do you want to read the last 5 pages, what the pathologist found out from the autopsy, and also what they found out from the toxicology, so we can. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yep.
Requested for that, and with the legal thing, the legal document that prompt them to carry out their work, it must have been stated in there that part of things as an exhibit or part of the thing that are found around Mohbad house, syringe is part of it. At least you want to know if he's taking some drug. So all those things.
That was what the GCC partners said in their application, in them appointing him as the forensic pathologist. So they said the blood, they referred about Mohbad. They referred about Mohbad saw blood. Yeah. The police also saw blood, right? But we want to know why they saw blood, and the syringes was not available for the pathologist to use. Go ahead.
You know the beautiful side of this is Nigerian police may try as much as possible in using their manipulating art in sideline.
Can I quickly finish this thing so that we can?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because I think I'm the only one because two things not. The pathology before he carried out the. Okay. Before he carried, now I need to say this. Before he carried out his own autopsy, he got what the Nigerian the state pathologist gave us in their own first autopsy, like the analysis, the histology, everything. He got it. So when he wanted, he used what they asked Blessing, because Blessing was present in the first one, and Blessing confirmed that was Mohbad. So he also confirmed the tattoo on Mohbad's neck. The tattoo, he said the tattoo is visible, but I don't want to see those parts because it's scary. Some of the things that I was saying is because when I was reading this thing, so he was saying some kind of things that in body and is it's so sad. But I need to read the autopsy summary or what he did. He said the advanced stage of postmortem changes, including mummification on the external surfaces with dry and leathery skin. of internal organs and tissues in body that has had a previous autopsy 9 days after death. Because they were saying one of the reasons why they could not ascertain some of these things because the composition, which they also claimed then, and we are asking the question, why, when you say decomposition, why can't you get the cause of death and you can't ascertain it? He also said the histology. He said representative tissue samples from nondescript remnant of decomposed section of organs and tissues from body cavities are taken from the lab test to undertake a microscopic examination. He said the spinal cord tissue from the cervical spine, following internal examination of the cervical vertebrae, is also sampled for histology. He also said features seen on histology from the sampled tissues, including the spinal cord, as indicated in 95.1 to 90.2, show marked autolytic changes. Due to autolysis, there are no preserved microscopic morphological features for the histological evaluation of any tissue changes, injuries, or diseases. The state of postmortem changes in the deceased body preclude the determination of any antemortem tissue reaction, injuries, or disease by histology. So, in his own autopsy, because of he is claiming that the decomposition, because it was buried and all that, so it was very difficult for them to get some. I mean, the medical people should be able to help us out in this thing, and I believe we will have gotten a pathologist that will have interpreted this thing for our lawyer that will be questioning the pathologist on Friday, which is very, very important, because some of these things are things that I'm not.
Son,
I have
we
no.
should have gotten our own pathologist to really interpret this thing for us and our son.
They will have done that. They've given it to Baba lawyer.
Well, I believe son will have done justice to it.
Of course. So now in the toxicology analysis.
Please let me quickly clear that, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The reason why the result was given to the son, and it's not only the son that received the result, also all the lawyers and the court and the magistrate, the DPP to receive a copy. They are going home to study the copy, to cross-examine the pathologist on questioning. So everybody has a copy. Son is coming. They have studied it. They are prepared to ask series of questions. And I believe the DPP too, their lawyer that received their own copy too, are coming to also ask questions. So, and I believe that what I heard was that the girlfriend, maybe Mama, was not present. So, but we don't know if the lawyer has received a copy too, so that they can ask questions. But I'm working on how to the copy. They have digested, they have analyzed it. They are going to be asking questions based on what they got in their hand.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma.
Yeah, exactly. And also we are expecting, because the state pathologists need to come back based on this report. There are so many things. Yeah, because man, in the toxicology, let me read the analysis. The remnant of the samples they took was not also available. And let me read what Dr. Izzy said. He said in the second autopsy analysis. He said, okay.
Let's make this clear. The purpose of this, why we are doing this, number one is for people to have the knowledge of what is coming up in the inquest, because the pathologist will be cross-examined. For those who will be going to the inquest, so that you can have likely questions that you will have seen. Because most of the things we'll be saying here, we don't have answers to it. The medical people, which is the pathologist, has the answers. So we are doing this so that we can have questions that will be, everybody can ask questions at the inquest. So you can have it, for those who will be going to the inquest, you have series of questions that you'll be able to ask, and you have the knowledge of this result so that you know the kind of questions you can ask the pathologist. That's the purpose of why we are doing this. Thank you. Olade, you can go
Yeah.
ahead.
So
My
for
network is bad, but I'm going to try and change to other network so I can join
yeah,
you
thank
back.
you.
Thank you.
In
Yeah.
his second toxicology analysis, please let's listen to it carefully, please. Thank you all. In the absence of any more bodily fluids due to postmortem changes and the unavailability of remnants of previous samples used for the first toxicology test, a sample of relatively preserved muscle tissue from the left upper thigh adjoining the left buttock, ED, on the side was taken for toxicology in a specialized forensic lab that can conduct standard toxicology on tissues such as postmortem muscle specimen. He said since they didn't get them the other remnants, they use, as a pathologist, they use other means and they took it to the lab. That's what he said there. So I'm still asking, why was that not available? We are going to ask that on Friday. The toxicology analysis was conducted in the toxicology section of a forensic laboratory service. The toxicology analysis was conducted. Can you please mute, please? Thank you.
Okay.
The toxicology analysis was conducted in the toxicology section of a forensic lab service. The analysis requested includes drugs of abuse, psychotropic drugs, and general medicines. Techniques used is extraction with organic solvent, gas with mass all these things, liquid with mass spectrometry. My medical people will know this. Analysis conducted. General investigation of organic toxicants aimed at the detection of drugs of abuse, psychotropic drugs, and other substances of toxicological forensic relevance by gas, liquid with tandem mass. All these things are so people can understand what I'm saying. So the result came negative in the analysis. The result came negative. So I say none of the substances investigated were detected in the sample. Not investigated detected in the sample. I think Mom just said something like this when she came back from the court. Like they couldn't detect these things. The techniques they were trying to use to get what is in his body, they couldn't find it. It came negative. So he made a comment regarding that as a pathologist based on the results. So he made a comment and he said usually the first postmortem examination findings, in addition to any documented information by scene of death officers, usually the police, another relevant report about the body and applicable circumstances are crucial to any forensic examination or review. Important in a situation where there has been a considerable interval between death and the autopsy, and even more so for subsequent review, including a second autopsy, as in this case, where advanced postmortem changes have irreversibly altered antemortem anatomical features. I believe that is well explanatory. I want to believe. Or let me read that part again because it's very important. This part again, we also need to pick up questions from here. And I'll go back again and say, his first comment on the toxicology said, usually, the first postmortem examination findings, in addition to any documented information by scene of death officers, usually the police, another relevant report about the body and applicable circumstances were crucial to any forensic examination or review. The availability of such documentation is particularly important in a situation where there has been a considerable interval between death and the autopsy, and even more so for subsequent review, including a second autopsy, as in this case, where advanced postmortem changes have irreversibly altered antemortem anatomical features. I think that's where it's pointing. So we've gotten question from this, and definitely we'll be sending that to those that will be in court and able to ask those questions. So the second comment, he said, the only lesion documented in the first autopsy is a 1.5 centimeter times 0.3 centimeter injury in the right forearm. However, a close inspection of the images of the injury does not reveal any definitive tissue reaction around the edges within the range of dimensions. And there are no specific features of the injury indicated in the first autopsy reports. So, which may have suggested the type of injury and mechanism of causation. Moreover, there's a limitation of the injury evaluation by the postmortem changes due to the stage of the decomposition. Now again, they are saying decomposition. Nonetheless, the injury, as documented, is small and superficial and does not constitute any life-threatening. Yeah. Meanwhile, the injury was not evident in the second autopsy. Thus, a postmortem artifact not described in the first autopsy. I think when he was doing his own analysis, he was comparing the first and the second on the autopsy and the toxicology that he did. Which again, we didn't even see the first autopsy. Okay, the first autopsy, we saw it. So our own lawyer would have checked both and do their own analysis on that. Overall, lethal pathology is not structurally demonstrable, both microscopically and microscopically, in either first or second. This one I don't understand. The toxicology results for the first and second toxicology test are not identical. This place, I don't understand what he's saying here. When I was reading out, maybe
they are not same.
He said, yeah, I know. So look at what he now said next. He now said the toxicology results for the first and second toxicology test are not identical, but the outcomes are similar. I'm confused. Both of which
are not identical. That is to say, they are not the same.
They are not the same, but the result came the same. That's what he's trying to say there. He said the toxicology results for the first and second toxicology test are not identical, but the outcomes are similar, both of which do not show any positive findings of the toxicological significance. This part, he gave me a dick when I was reading that part. I don't understand.
The pathologist that did the first test, is it the same pathologist that did the second test?
No. Oh, this one I did our own pathologist did this. The first one was this.
The two tests, were they conducted in the same lab?
No, he did not. He did autopsy. He did autopsy in Nigeria now. The autopsy was done in front of the people I mentioned. The 9 people I mentioned.
Autopsy was done in Nigeria.
The toxicology was taken outside Nigeria.
What I think that happened there is this. The process.
What I just said is toxicology, not autopsy.
Yes.
What I know is toxicology, not autopsy.
Toxicology.
Yeah.
Toxicology, the process at which they both carry it out are totally different.
Yep.
So the procedures may be different, but what they are saying in essence is that the report or the result is giving them something similar.
Similar.
Yes. So that's it. No big grammar about it.
Okay, now, so he had an opinion. So in his opinion, which is, he said, in keeping with standard practice, the following opinion is predict on the overall evidence available from all the postmortem procedures